Bada bing, bada bang, bada boom.
Oh.
Welcome back, segment 2 to a blisterous mid-sack. Look, cold sack. There could be shrinkage tonight. There could be shrinkage. It is Wet My Whistle Wednesday. That is the redoubtable Tom Izzo. Could be, probably, definitely is. I am the highly questionable one himself, RJ Miliaccio. Welcome back to IDD segment 2. That is, I don't disagree. For those of you not in the know.
I just wanted to say.
He had to say something.
For anybody who didn't notice, I'm wearing the hat that RJ gifted me for my birthday.
Looks good.
On Sunday, on Monday night, I wore my Giants hat.
Yep,
the man got me 2 hats for my birthday.
Yes, yeah.
So, I guess that means on your birthday, I need to get you some sports paraphernalia.
No. I'm turning 50. I
turned 40.
I know, but I'm turning 50 is like a half century.
Dude, that's kind of cool that we both have milestone birthdays.
Do you understand that, like, at 50, you're looking over the cliff? You're looking over the cliff. But that'll be interesting. That's 6 months away. Buy your tickets now because they're going fast. Anyway, segment 2. That's terrible.
All right, baseball is still in the air, but we're going to move over to football.
We're moving over to football. Week 4 preview. I'll start with the Thursday night Donnie, which could be a Donnie. Miami is going north to Cincinnati. I would say, I think Tom will agree with me. This is a must-win for Cincinnati. They cannot fall to 1-3 in this conference. If they win this game, they're back to 500 and they're right back in it. But they got to figure out a way to protect that quarterback. Joe Burrow may not make it through the season. I don't understand how they went out and got all these freaking guys that were quality guys, and he's getting killed. He's still getting killed. So in any event, Cincinnati has to figure out their offensive line scheme. They got to put up some points. Miami's defense has proven they did a heck of a job with Buffalo, keep them out of the end zone. Now, Baltimore got to them a little bit, so it's not like they can't be had. And Cincinnati certainly has the weapons. But Miami right now, at least coming into this game, is the better overall team. And again, if Miami loses this game, I don't think it hurts them because it's on the road. It's not a division game. It's a conference game, but they've got 2 in the conference already. So I don't think it hurts them if they lose it so much.
That's a good
so
point.
Much
is the 2 in the conference already?
Yeah, 2 already. This will really hurt
Those
Cincinnati.
Those are big wins.
If Cincinnati loses this game tomorrow, it's going to hurt them bad.
So what? They would be 1-3.
1-3.
With losses to Dallas and Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm. And then Miami. Yeah. Not what I would call 3 quality opponents. No. In the case of Dallas, their starting quarterback didn't play. That's real bad.
That's why that wasn't a great.
That's real
But
bad.
Cooper Rush,
he's played well. To his credit, he's played well.
That offensive line,
they have run the ball well. He has not turned it over, which when you're a backup, that's what you got to do. They're playing field position. They're making teams, and they got a good defense. Dallas has a good defense.
So Dallas and Cooper Rush shows you how important an offensive line is.
Absolutely.
And what it can, how it can carry a football team.
Well, you saw what happened in the Super Bowl 2 years ago when Mahomes lost his 2 tackles. Mm-hmm. He was running for his life.
Yeah.
And he still had all his weapons. He couldn't get to them. He didn't have time. That Tampa D is so fast. You keep him missing 2. And he's lucky he didn't get killed. And there was a couple plays where they threw flags. They bent him in back and half like a pretzel. But anyway, yes.
And one more thing, though. But also, we can't completely just act like Cooper Rush is only good because of the O-line.
No, he's playing well.
He looked good.
He's playing well. And
even though he has time, he's making quick throws. And I
will tell you this. Here's the other thing that came out. He's not going to want to hear this, but here's the other thing that came out of this. Your boy Danny Dimes the other night, who was pressured 24 times, by the way. Yeah. By the way, he is the second leading rusher in the NFL for quarterbacks behind only Lamar Jackson. He's averaging 5 yards a carry. And he made, and my father would have said this had he seen it, he made 3 or 4 throws in that game that backups don't make. They just don't make them. And 2 got dropped, 1 got fumbled. I mean, the one on the sideline was ridiculous. That was a dime. That was a dime. The one he dropped over there on the base of the sideline.
When he was off his back.
Yeah, that was a fucking, as he was getting hit, that was a dime. Well, that was the definition of a dime.
He also made several good plays where he avoided the rush, then made a good throw downfield, and then either drop or Sterling Shepard running off the sideline to talk shit to somebody.
Whatever he's doing. He's out for the season, by the way. I lost him.
I know.
Look, I still don't know what he is because he doesn't have a 1, he doesn't have a 2, he doesn't have a 3. He's got a healthy Saquon Barkley, who as of this morning is the number 2 rusher in the NFL.
Yeah.
And he's got to stay healthy because until they find reinforcements, he's their only weapon.
Yeah.
And he's the only thing that'll keep him upright because the play-action pass will work because they got to respect the run. But they got to get somebody that can win a battle, a one-on-one on the outside. I don't know what this is not on Daboll. This is on the front office.
Well, Daboll just got there.
He's got there.
He's trying to clean it up.
They got to go get somebody. Hey, Odell Beckham Jr.'s out there. You're 2-1. And by the way, they're at home against Chicago on Sunday. That is a winnable game. Chicago's offense is anemic. Okay? So,
oh God! Don't get thrown out.
What's happening? Run a second.
Sorry, I'm sorry. My apologies. Tomas Nido just doubled in the bottom of the ninth.
That's all right. We said
out.
we would be updating. We didn't say how, but we're
one out. Bring in Terrence Gore and steal third base.
Is he on second base?
He's on second.
All right,
base.
so he can't get a double play with. All right, that's good. But anyway, so my point is the Giants have a legitimate quarterback. I don't know how good he is, but I know he's a starter. And Saquon Barkley is healthy and looks like Saquon Barkley. Now, it's early. It's a small sample. But if those two stay healthy, they got to – this is the thing. If I am Dable, I am Comey, you got to find somebody who can win a battle on the outside and take some pressure off this kid because he won't last the season. He's going to get crushed. Look, not every defense is as good as Dallas. I understand that. But there are others they're going to run into that are.
But it wasn't even like the Dallas being good. No. I mean, there was free rushers.
That other kid on the other side.
All the time.
They did double Micah Parsons to their credit. They did.
And Neal had a bad game.
The other dude, the
guy from Alabama.
The other guy on the side though had 4 sacks.
Right.
And he's
You talking about Dexter Lawrence?
Yeah. The other dude, across from Micah Parsons.
Yeah,
so they made sure Micah Parsons didn't do it, which is smart.
Right.
But the other guy cleaned up.
Well, so here was
you got to win somewhere one-on-one.
So there was a ton of positives for Danny Jones. I mean, his mobility is his best trait by far.
He is fast.
He's fast. He doesn't get a lot of credit.
He's
what I'm saying? Because
he probably saved his own life 4 or 5 times the other night.
Yeah, he doesn't get credit because people only feel that black quarterbacks can run, white quarterbacks can throw. That's people always see quarterbacks like that.
Then those people, I would submit to you, John Elway, Steve Young, Brett Favre. Right. All of them.
But also Donovan McNabb. Like these are throwers. You know what I'm saying?
These guys are throwers too.
Right. So I know. That's what I'm saying.
Frank Darkington. Frank Darkington, back to the 60s. Roger the Dodger stopper.
But that's one thing. I think people that make assumptions and build stereotypes, they look at a white quarterback and think, okay, he's a thrower. They look at a black quarterback and think, okay, he's a runner.
He's an ROP.
That's not how it works. You know? And I think that's sometimes what happens with Danny. Yeah. But the thing that really still makes me mad about him, he cannot feel bodies running at him. And maybe I
don't know if he has time. A couple of these times he got hit, he didn't get to the end of his drop, and he was getting hit.
But my thing is, if a man who weighs 260 pounds wearing cleats, shoulder pads, a helmet that's going is charging at you. And I feel like people have an instinct to know when somebody's around.
Sometimes you can pick it up, sometimes you can't.
I don't think he ever can.
I would have to watch more of him. I don't know about that. I'm not saying you're wrong, but I have to watch him.
Watch him next time because too many times he gets blindsided so many times. RJ.
He was pressured 24 times.
Yeah, and that
is ridiculous.
But that's my point.
And by the way, you know what else happens when that happens? You get happy feet.
But that's my thing. Well, he doesn't get happy feet.
No, he doesn't.
He gets sleepy feet. That's my point. Is that look, dude. He's pressured 24 times, and yet still he's not going like this when he goes back there. He's going back and going.
It's kind of hard when you don't know where it's going to come from a different spot every time.
But my thing is,
let me ask you a question. Does he have one lineman? Honestly, that he can count on.
Andrew Thomas is a great.
He's the one guy.
Yes.
And where is he on the line?
He's a left tackle.
All right, so he's right in front of him. Oh, he's blind. Well, he's his blind side then. If he's a righty.
But the right tackle, I believe, is Neal from Alabama. Or maybe it's reversed.
Well, whoever with the right tackle was got a pistol whipped.
But my thing is this. But my thing is at some point, aren't you just constantly swiveling? This dude drops back and doesn't realize.
If his eyes are downfield, he's going through his reads. Look, he's had.
You got to know your line sucks. You got one read and then you got to run.
Well, right now that's
what he's got to do.
But he's
one read, run.
He's trying to get the ball out, which is what a quarterback. You as a quarterback, you're supposed to run when you have no other option. It's the last resort.
But as the Giants quarterback, you have one option. Yeah. If it's not there, you run.
By the way, he did a few times. He made one look and he bolted, which he should have done.
And he was successful every time.
Because he didn't have time to even go through his second.
I like the ones where he didn't look.
Yeah,
he caught the snap and just boom.
Just went, fuck it.
Yeah, he's like, all right. Oh, they're actually following our receivers?
Yeah.
Okay,
I don't know why. They're useless.
Right, exactly.
But anyway, so back to the Miami-Cincy game. Look, they got to protect Joe Burrow tomorrow night. Miami's defense to me is legit. Now, you can get to them, particularly in the second.
Who's on their line?
I forget.
Do you know any names on their line?
I forget. I was looking at it the other day, but I can't remember. But they have a front. They're solid.
Yeah.
They're solid on all 3 levels. But the thing is, you can get to them, and Cincinnati has the weapons on the outside to get to them.
Look
But
at
you got to
look at how much offense the Bills put up against them.
Yeah.
They didn't score.
They had 90 plays, 600 yards of offense.
But see, here's the thing about the Bills.
I mean,
they're not going to waste time getting 500 yards, no score. They're going to hit you 60 yards.
Well,
over
the
top.
Bengals, the Bengals will.
The Bengals.
The
I'm
Bengals
sorry.
will, and Jamar Chase. Look at Miami has no one who can cover him. No one, and I don't know if they have anyone that can cover T.J. Higgins either. So they have. The key is he needs protection on the offensive side of the ball. Look, Miami's just got to keep doing what they're doing.
Yeah, Miami might smoke them.
Tua needs to be getting more credit. He has been accurate. He has been patient. He has been smart. And these are the things people said were the question marks. Well, he got some weapons, and look what he's doing. So, and Cincinnati has a good defense. It's going to be a good test for him tomorrow night. But he doesn't look like a second-year player to me. Not right now, he doesn't. So, they've got some running. They got a running game, too. They got balance.
Cincy's D good?
Yeah. It was top 10 last year. They haven't given up a lot of points.
No, they haven't.
They really haven't. Their offense has been...
So their losses are to Dallas. That was, what, 1916?
Yeah, something like that. They lost to Pittsburgh 23-20.
Yeah, and that was a freaking...
And then, what was the one the other day, last week? Oh, they beat the Jets.
No, they beat the Jets. Like 27-12.
27-12.
9.
Yeah, 27-12. So they've given up like 23, 19, and 12 points.
Because Miami's offense, dude, that's high-powered.
It is.
It is really high-powered.
It is. They've got the running back, too, who's quietly having a hell of a season.
Can I set the stage real quick?
Sure.
Okay, so we have Pete Alonso up again. Remember, I was mad at where he put him in the lineup. Now he's come up twice in game-winning situations. Well, the first one was game-tying. But one out, bottom of the ninth, then on first and second, Alonso's up.
Don't do a double play.
Don't say that.
I'm trying to set it
You're
up.
supposed to say hit a gap.
Hit one out. Just
Exactly.
fucking hit
There
it
you
out.
go. Just
you know what?
run
Don't even bother with the gap.
Fuck it.
Fuck the double. Screw the triple. Hit the damn thing.
Well, my thing is you got to go with what he pitch you.
Yeah.
So if they give
Hey,
you...
if he walks, that's fine too.
I would like him to be...
Well,
I would like him to drive this run.
They may walk him and try to get the next guy to hit a double play. Would you pitch to this guy the way he's... I mean, but anyway...
Pete can be pitched to. The problem is if you make a mistake to Pete, he will hit it out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's one of those.
If you make your pitches,
Yeah.
he won't hit it.
If you miss...
If you miss, he's going to hit a bomb.
It may not land for a while. So, anyway, tomorrow night, I don't know what the spread on that game is, but I think, by the way, the NFL Power Rankings came out. The Miami Dolphins have beaten the New England Patriots, who were a playoff team last year, the Baltimore Ravens, who should have been a playoff team last year, and they beat the Buffalo Bills, who was everybody's pick to win the Super Bowl. Yet somehow they're number 3 in the Power Rankings. The Philadelphia Eagles, by the way, who have beaten the Commanders, who was the other scab team? They beat Atlanta or something like that.
The Lions.
They beat Minnesota at home.
They beat the Lions.
They beat the Lions. The Lions, I think, are pretty good. They beat Minnesota at home. They're 3-0. They got them number 1. Miami has played the better competition here. They just have. If you think that, Lamar Jackson's having an MVP year right now. He's got.
But is it more about they don't feel like their wins? Like, are people saying? I think people are saying they're getting lucky, which I think is horseshit.
3 in a row is not luck.
Against those
3
franchises.
teams? Yeah, 3 in a row is not luck. That Patriot game was a close game. It was 13-7. That strip sack was the difference.
Right.
That was a Donnie.
But what about the?
Baltimore,
I think people are saying it because of the Baltimore game and the Bills game.
Well, they backed it up. So I don't think either one is a fluke.
Because I think people are saying, oh, you give a 500 yards offense, only had 200, and somehow you won. It's not real. I feel like people said shit like that about the Mets this year, and it pisses me off.
Maybe they did, but I would tell you right now, Miami right now is the best team in the NFL.
Damn, that's a bold statement.
Right now they are. Okay, now
okay,
again,
so this guy just made the perfect pitch to Alonso, and Alonso missed it.
He missed it.
It was a great pitch.
Okay, well, you tip your cap to the pitcher. Pitching. We talk about pitching.
It's 2-2.
Pitching. So, anyway, tomorrow night, look into that one. It's a big game for both teams, but really more for Cincinnati. Cincinnati cannot go down that 3-1 in that conference, the divisional conference. It's just too loaded, all right? And then there's the Patriots. Look, the reality is this.
3-2.
They had a chance, and there were rumors. I don't know if you heard this. Up in New England Monday Tuesday, they were looking into signing and bringing back Cam Newton.
The Patriots?
Yeah. Because he never got to play with this team. He had a very good preseason. Mac beat him out, but he had a good preseason with these weapons.
Oh,
versus
he was there this
last
preseason?
year. No, last year. Last year when they had these weapons, he had a good preseason. Mac beat him up, but they both played well. So, and the year before, when he had the Tom Brady issue, no weapons, and Julian got hurt in Game 4, never had him again. So none of that was over on Cam Newton. But anyway, the bottom line is there was talk of this. Here's the thing, and people were going, anybody anybody but him. I'm like, really? Brian Hoyer, here's fun fact number one for you, Tom. And I've been all over the way.
Alonso just struck out on a slider 3 feet off the plate.
Brian Hoyer, loser, extraordinaire.
Jeez.
Oh, Tom.
Man, that was rough.
Tom, 11 consecutive losses. 11 consecutive losses.
So how is he
Danny
still,
Dimes hasn't done anything
How
like
is
that.
he still
I don't know. But Cam Newton, former league MVP, who looked very good last year in preseason, and Mac was better. He looked good with some weapons. And he knows the offense. He was there for a year. Why would you go get him when you're playing Aaron Rodgers? There is no way he's winning this game. There's no shot in hell they're winning this game. Okay? I don't give a damn. Look, here's the thing. And here's the thing. Either way, I'm going to be happy because if he does win, Aaron Rodgers is going to have to retire. Because if you lose at home to Brian Hoyer, you should fucking retire. You should just say, thanks for the memories. It's been a blast. I've got other interests.
Yeah, there's
this
zero
dude
chance.
has lost 11 in a row, and the bulk of them came with Bill Belichick as his coach. Okay?
That's tough.
That's tough to ignore.
How many with
gentlemen.
Belichick?
I think 7.
Where else did he play? Was he in Texas?
I forget where he's been. He's been a loser.
I feel like he was on the Texans.
He's been a clipboard clown everywhere he's been. And look, I'm sure he's a nice guy.
God, that's harsh.
I have nothing against him personally. Probably make a heck of a coach one day. But as a quarterback,
Well, Darcy thinks he should be the offensive coordinator.
well, he couldn't be
I
any
think
worse.
he's got a point.
Could he be any worse than Mayor McCheese? No.
Maybe instead of bringing Hoyer into the game, they put him at offensive coordinator and they get freaking Cam Newton.
I would have no problem with that at this point.
That would make more sense.
Because this is the thing. A high ankle sprain is not going to end. It's minimum 3 weeks.
That's
minimum.
low.
Minimum 3 weeks. That's best.
6
that is
normal.
that is best case scenario.
6 normal, right?
Yeah, 6 is normal. So you're going to have this problem for a while, and you're not going to win Sunday no matter what you do. But there are games that are winnable. He's going to cost you if he's still in there. So my thing is, Belichick knows Newton. Newton is not employed by anyone right now. What is the harm in doing this? And maybe you play Hoyer against the Packers, but you bring Newton and you give him a week and then you start him next week. What is the harm in that? Because look, Green Bay has a top 10 defense. They are going to take a shit on Hoyer's head. Okay, they really are. I'm hearing people, they're going, hey, this might not look as bad as you think. I'm like, what does that mean? They're actually going to score a point? Because I have a shutout going right now on Sunday. Okay, the only reason this game is a blip on the radar is because Aaron Rodgers has no weapons. If he had any weapons, they'd win by 4 or 5 touchdowns, no sweat. So, and they're going to win anyway. So, which, by the way, you know what that's going to be? 12 losses in a row. There's that number again. 12. It's amazing, Bill, how you can't escape that number. Karma is a bitch, ain't it, Coach? So I thought Bill would know that and just not start him on that principle alone, but apparently he doesn't care. So, in any event, the Pats are going to lose probably 35-14.
Oh!
What?
Okay, so got some bad news from New York.
Bad news.
Alonso struck out first and second and 1 out. Lindor popped out with first and second and 2 outs. So the Mets are going to the 10th. I hope Diaz comes back out and pitches the top of the 10th because he'll get out of it without letting a guy score from second.
Mm-hmm.
However, good news from Washington. The Nats have just walked it off on the Braves in the bottom of the 10th. They held Atlanta to no runs in the top of the 10th.
That's wonderful.
And they won in the bottom.
So anyway.
Sorry.
That's all right. We're going to take anyway.
Back to old.
Can you tell him?
Brian
Can you
Hoyer.
tell him a Red Sox fan? I don't want to talk about Brian Hoyer. I just wanted people to know he's lost 11 in a row, and it's going to be 12. There's that number on Sunday, and Bill Belichick obviously doesn't care. But I got news for you, that will be all over. The New York Post will have a field day with that one next week. Oh God. So in any
I
event,
love Post headlines.
Oh yeah, they won't shortchange you on
They're the
that
best.
one. Anyway, that is our show for this evening, at least for this segment. I don't know if you want to do a third segment, but
Hold on, I feel like we should stay on while the Mets are still on.
well, I have to.
Oh, you got to go in.
Yeah, we'll come back. We'll do a quick break. We'll come back for a little short segment 3. Give us about 2 minutes. We'll be right back. We'll see if the Mets can pull this off. Hey, Atlanta. We'll be back in a minute.